What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be discussing Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as EOS to BTC. That is a coin for review until the end of Sunday, and then we will be picking another altcoin. Otherwise, we will be discussing the coin market cap, as well as a very interesting current event that is taking place as of yesterday. We are going to be discussing Facebook seeking $1 billion in venture capital for a crypto project they soon to be or are currently working on. Very interesting stuff at hand. We will also be discussing the markets, specifically Litecoin, very in depth today because I do have a lot of opinions to share with you about the potential for Litecoin. Obviously, if any of that interests you, make sure to stick around to the end of the episode. So guys, I'm on the current coin market cap, and before we jump into the current events and the chartings, I do really want to discuss what this coin market cap is about. This is the greatest way to really get a general overview of what the market is for those of you who are new to the channel and want to learn a little bit more about crypto. This is where you start. This is the sole website where you start, coinmarketcap.com. Very simple. We look at three things up here: our Bitcoin dominance, 24-hour volume, and then we look at a market cap of 183. So also keep in mind that there are 2,160 currencies listed on this exchange, which is pretty awesome, with 17,689 markets. That's a lot. So Bitcoin dominance is 51%, meaning that altcoins seem to be rising a slight bit more than Bitcoin is. I've seen yesterday Bitcoin dominance was a little bit higher, but it's currently lower today. 24-hour volume is 48 bill, so that's also a very interesting price as well. We're starting to see around similar movement compared to yesterday. It's slightly higher, or really not by much at all. So more so just consolidation. Same thing with the market cap. We scroll down and you can see majority of the market is up, but it's really not up by much, indicating a lot of just sideways, trickling sideways movement. Not really much, volume happening right now. And I'm going to go a little bit more in depth as to what I'm referring to when I talk about volume. But you can see that most of these coins are kind of just sideways trading. There are some that are slowly starting to trickle up, and start to move up. You can see here EOS is, Litecoin still holding number 4 at $87.98. I will discuss that a little later. And then we see Bitcoin, up only 1.3%, slowly, incrementally moving up. Very interesting. Something to discuss later on. Otherwise, I do want to discuss with you guys what exactly is going on within this Facebook, partnership with crypto and blockchain. All of this sounds way too interesting. To give you guys a little bit of backside to Facebook. Facebook banned practically all cryptocurrency related advertisements to be placed on their, website, on their social media. They banned it all completely. Too many people were getting scammed, and eventually they changed their policy to no ICOs, just affiliated, official, cryptocurrency related projects, things that are already, started and already have, basically proved that they are a legitimate company. All these ICOs some of them were scamming people out a lot of money. So Facebook decided to go a different route now. They're actually starting to use blockchain to help, do something with their project or with Facebook as a whole. So I kind of want to go in depth as to what exactly I'm referring to. But Facebook is reportedly seeking support from various venture capital firms to develop its supposed digital token. So it's a digital token that they're making. New York Times tech reporter Nathaniel Popper tweeted on April 8th, citing sources. He basically said that given that one of the big allures of blockchain project is the decentralization, getting outside investors could help Facebook present a project as more decentralized and less controlled by Facebook. Popper added that the reported project is a stablecoin that would be pegged to a basket of foreign currencies held in bank accounts. All right, so that's interesting. So similar, when they talk about stablecoin, for those that don't know, stablecoin is basically similar to what JP Morgan and Chase did. JP Morgan made a stablecoin that they held at $1. That's the price it will forever be, and it's an insider private coin that only JPM and bigger, banks can use that are partnered with JPM. They will use that for bank transfers and wire transfers. I actually just did an international bank transfer a couple days ago, and they charged me $15 on the wire transfer. The wire transfer was only $100, guys. That's freaking crazy. A $100 transfer, they charged me $15 to send a payment or to receive a payment. Cryptocurrency, I've gotten payments from all over the world via Litecoin, and they charged me I think like 3 cents to 2 cents, and I got it instantly. The bank took like 2 or 3 days. That is crazy. That makes you think, guys. That is why I love cryptocurrency so much more than I love banks taking control of my money and telling me if I'm allowed to accept the money or if I'm not allowed, and how much they want to give me, and all this nonsense that goes behind it. But otherwise, the stable token is what they want. Rumors of Facebook coin surfaced last December in a report from Bloomberg. The publication then reported that the token would be used for money transfers made within WhatsApp Messenger service and would focus on remittances market in India. So that's pretty much what they're doing. Nothing too crazy. It's nice that Facebook coin is a potential thing. That's pretty awesome. But they're doing exactly what JPM is doing. That seems to be the move. They're using blockchain, but they're making it a centralized token, or not even a centralized. They're making it a stable token where they can regulate how much the coin is worth. So still cool though. I mean, when we see Facebook now, making their own cryptocurrency, not necessarily accepting crypto, but using blockchain, it opens doors, guys. That's huge. We're now seeing a lot of big businesses. This kind of, Facebook being a leading, Fortune 100 company, tells other people in other Fortune 100 companies that blockchain is something, not a scam, and something that they can use. And they pretty much start copying each other, and they're all going to start using blockchain and making tokens. And that's going to open the doors. That's really going to shed some light on what the heck cryptocurrency is. And it's going to potentially make the markets move up much higher than where we're at now. So yes, even though in previous videos I have discussed and said that, Litecoin is going down, it's only a short-term thing, not a long-term thing. Maybe in a couple days, because of how oversaturated that market was for the couple of hours or days that we were overbought, we needed to pull back down. But that Nike swoosh leads up at the end. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. Otherwise, let's move into the charts for today. So I want to make a huge shout out to everybody recently who has decided to help support the channel and subscribed to my Patreon. It is the first link in the description. Huge shout out to you guys for helping support me and helping support the channel. And it truly does make, this channel possible by helping me on that. Basically, Patreon, to give you a really quick update, is a way for you guys to get exclusive content and exclusive access to basically all of my trading view charts and charts that I do. They're live updating. That means that every single time I make a move or draw or make a chart line or add a different indicator on these charts, you will be the first ones to see it before I make, my videos. So it's a pretty good advantage. It does help you. It will allow you guys to follow along with me as if, we had a walkthrough. It does help support the channel as well. So definitely check that out. It's the first link in the description. I also make a bunch of exclusive things for my Patreon supporters as well. But otherwise, guys, so I'm on Litecoin on its 4-hour now, a little bit different than what I usually do. We were looking at the weekly and the daily, which I'll look at in a second, but I've started to notice that Litecoin's 4-hour, the volume has died completely. Clearly, you can see what the volume has looked like in the past. And now look at what the volume looks like. We've pretty much gone to a flatline amount, similar to where we were prior to breaking up. And you can see in the past we've had volume, and now it's practically gone down to nothing. So that's very interesting, which means in a very short term we should potentially see a move. But it's also interesting to see that there's a small channel that's forming, and I don't want to draw it out because channels on its 4-hour aren't really that predictable. They're pretty volatile and they may or may not hold, so I don't like to draw them that much. But if you guys wanted to, I would draw it right here at around $86.79, and you can see there's a lot of congestion there. Whether we hold, that's interesting. What seems like Litecoin is trying to do is it's trying to consolidate out. It's really trying to just play the market, sideways trade enough for this high-low MMA to creep up and retest its price, and that will inevitably hold support. And then we could break past this $88, $89 resistance. And hopefully you guys are aware that this is definitely a resistance up here. This is a huge resistance, this $89. Obviously, there's also one around 95, 96, potentially 100, but that's later on. I'm not going to discuss that yet. But it seems like we're truly just waiting for this high-low MMA to catch up. You can see our RSI is trading at around 50, so that looks beautiful. It's actually trading at like 49. So that looks amazing on the 4 hour, but that is extremely short term, and we don't want to use that much. That basically will help us decide what's going to happen like today. As for the daily, which is a longer, more weekly term indicator, you can see we're bouncing off of our overbought line. It's too volatile for me right now. I think it's too risky. I need to see more consolidation. I want to see about a 90% rate of going up before I'll put my money in. Yeah, we are seeing, a lot of resistance right here, but now you see on this chart that there's really no potential, channel. Yeah, we could draw one right here where you can see these two candles were kind of reversed, but it's very small. And I do think this bigger channel is more of the move, because if I zoom out, you can see previously what I'm referring to. This is a more secure channel where we have a secured support. So, I'm truly just seeing where exactly this coin wants to go, Litecoin. I'm anticipating a potential pullback to very possible $79, $80. That is a realistic pullback. And I'd say maybe a 30% chance we fall lower. If we do, we're going to probably retest our purple line, which I'm going to extend. So now everybody on my Patreon, this will now be extended for you guys. And you'll see that we could potentially pull back to here, $76. And the 10 to 20% chance we pull back even lower would be a $72 chance. So the reason I'm talking about that is there is an ascending triangle, but I don't think we're going to break back down into here. It's possible that if we manage to trade out sideways, we could do something like this, which would look amazing. And then we could break out, using this as a support, then the uptrend, then we move to a higher level and retest $100. All I'm saying is where the current price is for Litecoin is overbought, and I'm not going near this with a 10-foot pole until we decide to lower back down before I put any money back in. Too risky. That's just my opinion on it. Bitcoin, very similar. Bitcoin looks a lot better on its weekly. Let's check out the daily now. I haven't looked at the daily in a couple days. So here's another thing. The daily is also overbought. Another indicator, even more overbought than wow. Actually, it is a lot more overbought than Litecoin. Another reason why I'm not going near this market. Even though the market does look quite nice, actually, the fact that we're seeing sideways consolidation, there is a support level, which I can just lower quite a bit, right at around $4,900, if not $5,000. But for the most part, it doesn't look that nice. I need to see more consolidation before I feel comfortable putting my money into it because of the way this is sitting. I need to see a pullback potentially to 4,900. That's probably just going to get us back into a more neutral level, and then I think we could pull even lower back down to our high-low MMA, and that'll set us probably at about the $50 RSI, which is where I risk putting money into. But otherwise, we are way too overbought right now on the daily. We are hitting a very strong resistance on the weekly charts, and I'm staying away from it. This is the big indicator. This is an issue to me, and I'm staying away from it. You guys do whatever you want. I'm staying away from it. Ethereum looks to be the best one out of the top 3 blue chips. Currently bouncing off its overbought line, but I do think it needs consolidation too. I'd like to see a $50, retracement back down. Potentially that would set us to around 160. Currently 180, so about a $20 drop in price, which is quite a bit, probably like a 30-40% drop. Or maybe 30%, bringing us down to 160. That would look about right. That would probably set us back down to 50, and then we can pretty much wait for something like this. This is what I'm looking to see Ethereum do. A pullback to here, consolidation, and then not only will we get support from the high-low MMA, but we'll have this purple uptrend push the price higher up. That's what I'm looking for. So this needs to pull back down, to here. This will inevitably lower the RSI, like that. And then we'll see the uptrend, this high-low MMA, pull up. It'll look something more like this. As well as our purple uptrend will pull us back up, and then we'll have no problem bouncing back up to a higher level. That's what I'm looking for within Ethereum. Lastly, for those of you who have requested EOS, we will review EOS. Now, I know it looks beautiful on its weekly, and not really much happens in a week when we look at it on its weekly, but you can see we're nearing overbought on EOS's weekly, which is a red flag. This is the most secure way to view crypto is the weekly charts, so that's why this is the best indicator. As I zoom into the daily, it kind of gets more messy with a lot more trends, but you can see what is happening. We're currently following our uptrend line, and we're currently following our high-low MMA. right here. You can see the interesting thing is we are testing our overbought, which is giving us a lot of issues right now. You can see we've had numerous days of testing our overbought line, and you can see where that is. That's right around here, where we've had numerous tests and we've pulled back. So honestly, a good move for EOS would be something like this. And then it could potentially move up higher. That will lower us on our RSI, and then we could potentially move up higher, but I will not be investing in EOS at this current level. I do need to see some sort of pullback and consolidation. Otherwise, guys, thank you for helping support the channel. I know this was a slightly long video, but there was a lot of important things to discuss. Obviously, if you're new, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up giveaway for some free cryptocurrency at 10,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.